Hey folks, Mark here. It's been a long time, but once again, it's instrument time. So it's been a while since we've done this show. I got a new job about a year and a half ago, so I've had less time to do instrument time. But I have a new instrument, and I thought I would share. We also have a few other changes. My camcorder died, so we're using a laptop camera, and I'm using my Focusrite microphone and USB interface for audio for a change. Today, however, we have something new and cool. We have a Roosebeck ukulele. Specifically, we have one of their Baroque Baritone ukuleles. So it's really cool. So the Roosebeck ukulele is made in Pakistan, which is much nicer than China, if that matters to you. I took it to our New Year's holiday sing-along song circle in Phoenix, and everyone liked it. I described it best as, hey, it's a ukulele cosplaying as a lute. So, a couple things. One, it has a scale length of 18 and 7/8 inches, or 480 millimeters. I measured that myself. Nowhere in their literature does it say what the actual scale length is. And the nut width I measured with my calipers as 1.440 inches, or 36.5 millimeters. So I bought this specifically so I could take it to Ren Fair and pretend to, play a Renaissance instrument, even though it is very clearly not a Renaissance instrument. Certainly, bowl-back ukuleles are not, period. But it does look the part, so not bad. So the body is Indian rosewood, not East Indian rosewood, but Indian rosewood. They call it shisam. I call it the same wood as the tree I have growing out front as a shade tree, because sisu trees or Indian rosewoods are very popular here in Phoenix as very fast-growing shade trees. The neck appears to be walnut of some sort. I like the fact that there is no marking on the headstock. That actually makes it look very period and vintagey and, handmade. It does have a nice little strap pin on the back. So I will be manufacturing a leather strap to hold it. One of the downsides of this as an instrument is the bowl back itself. While it looks very cool, it is actually very hard to hold on to. It wants to turn away from you as you're holding it. Now, I expected that. I bought this specifically, again, to cosplay a musician at Ren Fair, and therefore I accept that as a limitation of the design. The other limitation is that these tuners are friction tuners. So, again, friction tuners are going to be fairly period, but they are a pain in the tuchus to actually adjust. They're not as bad as I expected, actually. I was planning to replace this with some planetary geared tuners that look like friction tuners, which a lot of people I know have done for violins, which usually also have friction tuners. But with a little practice, it's not bad. I'm able to tune this and keep it in tune with the friction tuners as it is. So I'm going to keep them. Again, unexpected is a limitation, but it's what you get, right? So other than that, the sound hole is actually, looks like it's laser carved. Several people looked at it and thought it's printed, but it is actually cut into the wood. You can see barely if you look at it. It is actually cut into the wood. Spruce top, of course. Other than that, it's a cool little ukulele. It's a baritone, so a baritone ukulele is tuned the same as the bottom four strings of a guitar. Which means if you can play guitar, you can play one of these, except that you're missing two fingers. And then if you play ukulele, again, it's basically a fifth off. So your G chord on a standard ukulele is now a D chord because it's really tuned the same as a guitar. So it sounds quiet to the user, but I did take it to our holiday party, and people told me it was actually quite loud from across the room. So there is that. Just the microphone there. So if you just kind of put it on your lap and strum. So I wouldn't mind the neck being a slightly wider, but as it is, it's a very fun instrument. It's very cool. It's definitely a conversation piece, and it's musical. So despite the fact that it may look like a prop, it's actually a usable instrument, and that's cool. Another downside is there is no real feasible way without major surgery of adding any kind of electric pickup. So laser carved lute hole style sound hole, you can't reach in there. There's really no access on the back. So if you were going to need to amplify this, you would either need a microphone or possibly a sound hole transducer with a sticky pad on the front side, which definitely is not going to look period. So the Roosebeck Baritone Baroque ukulele. These go for roughly $400. I paid, I think, $410, $415 with sales tax. That's a thing. It does come with a case. It's a nylon case. Again, no one would mistake this for a period correct Renaissance case because nylon is definitely a 20th century product. But it's a nice ballistic nylon case. Not very well padded, but it's included. Has a little pocket for your tuners and your capos and stuff. So that was nice. And I will say that when it did arrive, it was packed very, very well. So I'm quite pleased at that. So the Roosebeck Baroque Baritone ukulele. The ukulele cosplaying as a lute. Thanks, folks. And we'll see you next time on Instrument Time.